Why on earth would you ever try to make Cher uncomfortable? Today we are talking about Kristen Bell and her husband, Dax Shepard. Now, Kristen Bell and Dax are both actor and actress. I don't know. Anyways, she has been in films like Frozen's Let It Go. Honestly, right now, I can't think of any more that she's done, but she has been in a lot of stuff like Veronica Mars, Gossip Girl, and Dax has also been in quite a few movies. He even has a very small role in Cheaper by the Dozen, the first one. He has a role, he's like Oprah's communications person or producer or something, but he has also had a very successful career. Now, Dax has been very open about his struggle with addiction in the past, which I think is really cool. He has been clean and sober, off and on a few times. However, a lot of addicts say that yes, it is like a roller coaster. Now, today we are going to be talking about his podcast, Armchair Expert. Honestly, it's not a bad podcast. He's a really good interviewer, I think. He had Cher on, and at first Kristen was in the episode just visiting with Cher about their time as they did Burlesque together, the movie, and then later Kristen's like, okay, sorry, I don't want to take over your interview, you guys have fun. And Cher seemingly does not want Kristen to go because she says herself that she's a very anxious person and it's nice having somebody else there with her. And she kind of says like she basically has been a codependent person her whole life. And honestly, the entire podcast episode is so good until like the last maybe 10 minutes. A lot of people have been showing the clipped down version of sort of the part where there's an issue. However, I'm going to show you a little bit of time before the somewhat controversial part and then after, and then we'll discuss.
There's a pressure on people to have dealt with their own trauma in a very accepted way, and I like when people don't deal with their trauma that way. Like mine was active like yours was. There was violence, there was addiction. Couldn't be more grateful. Ultimately, I'm in this house with this woman and these two kids. I wouldn't change a thing. Right. It's golden.
Definitely the better half.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I also
that.
think it's really helpful for people to know you as Cher, and who's so strong and iconic, and also know that you were controlled, that you were in positions that you shouldn't have been in. Like, it's helpful for people because I think they think, oh, she's so strong and she just whatever.
Yeah.
It's good to hear, no, there was hard stuff along the way. I think that's helpful.
This is how I think of myself. I thought of myself as a bumper car, and you hit the wall, and you either hit the wall and stay there, or you hit the wall and come back, and you go that way.
Who would you like to see Kristen with? If you got to pick from every available bachelor, they don't even have to be available. They can be some taken ones if you want. Who would be your dream partner for her? Because I know you think she could do better, and I don't disagree. Who would be your pick?
I don't know.
Brad Pitt, maybe?
Being self-deprecating right now. He's
I just want to know who she thinks your dream catch would be. There's some people I have that I think are good.
You've never thought about that.
No.
She just
She's just not
like her.
sold yet on me.
She's not
for
sold
you.
yet. Well, you don't have the relationship.
I don't have
that
the
we
talent of either of you guys, so I mean that part
No,
is.
but the truth is, I trust her, so you must have something that I don't see.
Yeah, there you go.
We're pulling
There it
that
is.
clip, by the way. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But Reese Witherspoon said that too. She said there's something about women, like a smart, strong, awesome, funny woman. If they're with a man, you're like, there must be something to that man.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to this man.
Right.
Well, Cher, I adore you, and I understand nobody's good enough for her, and I expect that to be
Trust
your
me,
reaction.
he's a slow burn, but you're gonna learn to love
Enough
him.
for your time.
Yes, he's almost too good for me.
And you seem like a good dad.
He's the best
I put
dad
on a
there
good show
ever
when
was.
the guests are here.
No,
yeah.
That's
don't
not a show.
That was the
Don't be-
first hug I had given my daughter in 2 years.
That's not true.
Just because you were here. I wanted to impress you. You haven't even seen me with my shirt off yet, which you'll see on the way out.
That's
I'll
pretty
pop it
premium
off.
as
Yeah. All right, I adore you. Thanks for making the time.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I'll get you on the
Cher.
next one.
So over 3/4 of the interview was so good and so easy breezy, and Dax is an excellent interviewer until we get to the part where he's asking Cher, like, if you could pick the perfect guy for Kristen, who would it be besides me, and he makes her feel, like, you can tell uncomfortable, like when she looks over at the camera, like, what? It's so weird how the switch just kind of flips to him being almost like self-deprecating and trying to get pity, and almost he comes off as just a little bit of an asshole. And people definitely take note of this, and they start making comments about how Kristen has to kind of apologize for him, how she has to explain him and his sense of humor to Cher, and Cher is uncomfortable. And honestly, there are a lot of really good takes out on the internet about this little part.
Who would you see them with? No. Tell me, who would be better for them? Because I know you don't think I'm good enough. He says it in like a friendly tone, but I think it indicates his insecurity, and he's letting her know publicly that he knows she doesn't think he's good enough for her. It's so weird. And you can feel his desperation to prove to Cher he's good enough, while simultaneously wanting her to know, I know you don't think I'm good enough. And the way that Cher looks to Kristen, not at Dax, and is like, what is this? And Kristen immediately, as women like Kristen tend to do, is on the defense of Dax, is making excuses. She's like, this is him being self-deprecating. Is it? Is that self-deprecation really? Or is it a power move? And even the way that after Dax says, well, I know you don't think I'm good enough for you, that Kristen goes, oh, well, you don't have the relationship that me and Cher have. Girl, that is not why she doesn't like Dax for you. Classic, like, if you only got to know him better.
I trust her, so you must have something that I don't see.
Yeah, there you go.
I never thought I'd have something in common with Cher, but here we are. The fact that she is just blatantly refusing to soothe his insecurity, blatantly refusing to take the womanly role of like ironing over the discomfort she causes him. He is essentially challenging her to like placate him and to be uncomfortable enough that she's going to soothe clearly the very strong impression she's left that she doesn't think he's good enough for her. And she is just refusing to do it. And I so see myself in that.
Dax said that he was grateful for his wife and his kids. And Cher said, you are lucky. She definitely is the better half. Now, the conversation moved on from there, but I think Dax got his feelings a little bit hurt because he kept bringing it back up. He goes on to ask Cher, well, who would be your dream partner for Kristen? Cher, being the icon that she is, very tactfully responded. She goes, but the truth is, I trust her. So you must have something that I just don't see. Dax clearly wanted some sort of response out of her. And after he did not get that, he goes on to tell Cher what she should like about him. He goes, well, I'm not threatened by her shining. The shinier she gets, the better it is, which I don't really think is an achievement. It would actually be a red flag if he didn't act like that. You know what I'm saying? My husband and I have talked a lot recently about what you do when someone that you're close with dates or marries someone that you wouldn't pick. And I think she did a phenomenal example of ultimately putting her and Kristen's relationship first, because that's what matters. Now, does she actually think that Dax is some amazing person behind closed doors? Probably not. She obviously doesn't like him, but she isn't going to go in and say, pick me or pick Dax, or try and break them up, or even worse, get their wedding called off, because, well, that just isn't her place. Ultimately, because she actually loves Kristen, she knows that the best thing she can do is be there for her, whether she's with Dax or not.
Got Cher on his podcast, who is a freaking legend. She is an icon. And he made the interview about himself, basically backing her in a corner and asking her, if Kristen didn't go out with him, who should Kristen go out with? And Cher did such a good job not buying into that. She did not take the bait. Who brings Cher onto their podcast and then asks her a stupid question that somebody in high school or college would ask their buddy? Hey, if I wasn't, dating, so who can you see me with? Who asks Cher that question?
If I were Dax Shepard, I don't think that I would have in my right mind chosen to go after Cher for a question like, who could you see my partner being with if it wasn't me? First of all, because Cher's a fucking G. And she's been in the industry for such a long time and in Hollywood, and she literally handled this question so gracefully. She's also experienced different levels of male validation, manipulation, all these different things in her career with Sonny that I think adds a lot of interesting flavor to why he would choose her, period. But I actually think that in Dax's brain, that's even more enticing. But also, she's known Dax since Kristen and her filmed Burlesque back in 2010 when they were engaged, before they even had kids. And that makes her comments sting like way more to me. She's known him for 15 years and she still doesn't see what Kristen sees in him.
I have two things I want to say about this interview, and I think it's something that a lot of people are not saying. Number one is that Kristen Bell, you will see the way that she tries to control everyone's emotion. And you only know what I'm talking about if you have been in similar situations. But so Dax says something. He says, you know, who would you like to see her with, Cher? And first of all, my thing with them interviewing Cher is like, she's a legend and this is what you want to talk about? Whatever, I digress. But she is trying to control everyone's emotions, but specifically Dax's emotions. So when Dax asked the question about who would you like to see Kristen with, she goes, oh, like he's just being self-deprecating, almost like, oh, it's actually not that serious. Like, don't worry, don't get him going, please, because I don't want to have to deal with that. And then she talks to Cher and she goes, oh, well, like you haven't thought about that, right? That's not something you've thought about. And Cher, of course, is like, no, I haven't thought about it. But what Kristen is doing in that moment is to say like, okay, well, like it's not that big of a deal. Please don't make it into a big deal because I don't want him to get angry. She's very obviously trying to control the situation, and you can only understand what the consequences of not doing that are unless you've been in that situation. The other thing that I want to say about it, and this is the most important point, I think, is that she's exactly where she wants to be, Kristen Bell. She's exactly where she wants to be. There have been people on this app saying that she has blocked them. They have made comments about it. They are trying to save her. Everyone in Hollywood wants to save her. Everyone in Hollywood and around her and her family are very concerned about her. She's exactly where she wants to be. And if you have ever broken off of a relationship like that, you know how difficult it can be, especially with marriage and kids and everything else. However, it's not impossible, especially with all of the support that she has, but she's exactly where she wants to be. And I want everyone to remember that.
And people are surprised that Cher doesn't like Dax Shepard. Sonny rode on her coattails for years. She sees that same exact behavior in Dax, and she probably told Kristen Bell back on the set of Burlesque. She said, you got to get rid of that leech. And she never did. And Cher's looking at Kristen now like, told you so.
I did think that it was very, very strange how you can see almost the switch flip and he becomes almost abrasive and like confrontational. Like, it's so weird. Now, one thing about Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard is they have a very interesting sense of humor. It's a little abrasive, a little self-deprecating. They have said some things in the past that really make people side-eye them and their relationship as well. For example, Kristen once posted on Instagram a photo of her and Dax embracing, and the caption read, "Happy 12th wedding anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would." God, that's so sweet, isn't it? So I guess we really shouldn't be surprised that Dax's attitude and behavior all of a sudden sort of switches and it gets a little abrasive, confrontational, kind of that like pick. I don't know how to describe it other than that, so I hope you guys know what I mean. But I will say that if you get a chance, definitely watch the entire episode because like I said, it is very, very good. And he's asking Cher great questions about her book that she wrote and her relationships. And it's so bizarre that this whole episode was going fine and great until the very end. And then it gets weird. So I don't know, but definitely if you get the chance, go watch that episode. It's on Spotify. I think it's on, well, no, I mean, I know it's on YouTube because that's where I watched it. And I think on Apple Podcasts as well, I think. But go watch it and then come back and comment your opinions down below because I can't say enough how bizarre it is. Like that switch just gets flipped in him and his personality changes so much. But that is basically the entire scenario between Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell and Cher. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because hey, why not? It's free to do, so you know. I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.